Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. So again, welcome to our subject. And this is your instructor, Noel Bergonia. And for today, we are going to talk about related party disclosures. Okay, so this topic is actually coming from IAS number 24. Okay, so at the end of this discussion, you will be able to know what are the related parties to the reporting entity as well as the required disclosure in accordance with the IAS number 24, no, if an entity was being identified as related party to another entity. Okay, so first let's discuss the objective of IAS number 24. Okay, so the objective of this standard is actually to ensure, no, that the financial statements of the company contains the necessary disclosures, okay, that draws attention, okay, in the possibility that that financial statement, okay, whether financial position man yan or even profit or loss, are being affected by the existence of the related parties, no, na i-define po natin mamaya, okay, as well as the transactions and yung mga outstanding balances, okay, of the related party, no, needs to be disclosed. Okay, so in totality or in summary, no, summary agad, no. So the objective of the IAS number 24 is to provide transparency, no, doon sa ating disclosure about the existence of related party transactions. Okay? So let's define some terms that we will be using, no, in our succeeding discussions. Okay? So first, no, we have the related party, okay, which is the topic of this standard, no. When we talk about related party, this refers to a person, so pwede palang tao, no, or even an entity, a business, okay, that is related to our entity, okay, that is preparing the financial statement. Okay, so there will be premises later, no, to identify sino-sino po ba yung mga related parties to our reporting entity. Okay, and yun lang pong mapipiling related party, okay, as defined in IAS number 24 will be required to disclose some information. Okay. Moreover, okay, this related party can have transactions, and that is known as related party transactions, which are transfer of resources or even services o kaya naman obligation between the reporting entity at saka yung identified na related party. And take note, no, that related party transaction is regardless whether the whatever price is being charged. Okay, so again, related party transaction refers to the transaction between the reporting entity and the identified related party. Okay. So another set of definitions that we will be using later, no, would be significant influence. So the definition of significant influence was actually coming from IAS number 28, paragraph number 3. So if you're wondering ano po yung IAS number 28, so this is the standard referring to investment in associates and joint ventures. Okay, so you may search that in the internet, or even if you are already finished with the discussion of um, investment in equity securities, you might have already discussed investment in associates. So um, those investments, okay, are having significant influence, and in accordance with IS number 28, a significant influence is the power, no, to participate, okay, in the financial and operating policy decisions of the investee. So we are the investor, okay, we have the power to participate in the policy decision making of that particular investee corporation, okay, where we invest. But take note, ha, pag significant influence, it is not controlled or even jointly controlled of those policy. Okay, so wala po tayong full control or even joint control, okay, over the policy making. We can have only the power to participate, okay, and that is significant influence. Okay, so if you're going to discuss it in investment, no, if also we are going to put it into percentage, okay, so yung ating investor, okay, might have buy or bought yung certain number of shares, no, which meets the criteria na 20% up to 50%. Okay, so you will be discussing that in equity investment, that the 20% to 50% will be the number of shares, no, na binili, okay, or invested or bought by the investor, no? Yun po yun, all over the total number of shares, no, outstanding. Okay? Of course the investee, ha. Pag sinabi mong outstanding, it means na yun po yung on the hand of the shareholders. Okay? So yan po yung pag-identify natin ng 20% to 50%. No? The number of shares that the investor have bought, or even yun yung kanyang ininvest na value, all over, okay, the total number of outstanding shares ng ating investee. Okay? So meron lang siyang power to participate. Okay? On the other hand, no, pag sinabi kasi nating control, kaya hindi po sila similar with significant influence, is defined under IFRS number 3 naman. Okay, ano yung IFRS number 3? That's actually um, the accounting standard for business combination. Okay, in appendix letter A, ang sabi po, an investor controls, okay, an investee when that investor is exposed or has the right to variable returns for its involvement with the investee and has the ability to affect those returns, okay, through the power over the investee. So meron na po siyang kumbaga higher than the power to participate lang, no? So it can control the policies, okay? It can, again, has the right to variable returns and involvement over the investee. Okay, so that's control, no? Now, pag sinabi po natin control, as you will be discussing it also in your future discussion of accounting for business combination, it will be around more than 50% naman po na criteria of the number of shares being bought by the investor, no, over the total outstanding shares. So mas mataas siya compared with the significant influence in terms of the quantitative percentage. Okay? So are we clear on that? Okay, so technically, pag may significant influence ka, you will be known as associate. Okay? Associate po yung tawag natin dyan later. And then, kapag may control ka naman, you will be known as, okay, tinatawag natin na subsidiary. Subsidiary. Ayan, no? So, ayan po ha, mamaya those terminologies will be used, no? Again, the associate has the significant control, power to participate, and then the subsidiary will have the control. Okay? So, moreover, no, another definition that we need to know would be the joint control. Okay, so pag sinabi po nating joint control as defined in IAS 28 as well, okay, and also in the future you will encounter IFRS number 30, the related IFRS, no, for the joint arrangement. Okay, so actually that is IFRS number 11, no, for the joint arrangement. So it defines joint control as contractually agreed, no, sharing of control of an arrangement. So meron po silang arrangement, no, to control, which exists only when the decision about relevant activities requires the unanimous consent of the parties sharing the control. So meaning there would be later, no, tinatawag natin na joint venturer, okay, or even joint venture, wherein it's a joint arrangement between parties, no, having a joint control, okay, over the net assets of that arrangement. Okay, so meron po silang joint control kasi both of them are controlling one entity. Okay, so are we clear on that? All right, so those are different terms na ma-encounter natin mamaya, no? Subsidiary, associate as well, no, at saka yung joint venture. Okay? Ito, no, we have associate na rin po. Okay, nabanggit ko na kanina that these are the entity over the investor that has significant influence. Okay? And also yung ating subsidiary, okay, is an entity that is controlled by another entity. So meron siyang control. So kanina we have defined what control is, no? It has a power and variability over the return. Okay, so ayun po, subsidiary. And then, no, another set of definition that we will be using later would be yung close members of um, the family of a person. Remember na in our definition of related party, okay, that related party may be a person. Okay, and that person may have a close member. Okay, and in accordance with our IAS number 24, the close member of the family of that person are those family members, okay, who may be expected to influence or be influenced by that person in their dealing with the entity. So parang ano lang yan, no? If we have identified later a person to become a related party, okay, doon sa ating reporting entity, no? This close family member may influence yung decision ng person na yon, no, towards that reporting entity. Okay? So sino-sino po ba yon? It could be a person's children or even spouse or domestic partner. Okay, kasi if there would be in a family, then malamang, no, in, pag nasa bahay, they could talk with each other and they could influence the decision of that person. Moreover, children of the person's spouse or um, domestic partner. So, not necessarily children niya, yung children ng kanyang asawa or yung kanyang domestic partner, no, could also influence his or her decision. Moreover, the dependence of that person and that person's spouse or domestic partner. So, example of dependence, let's say parents, no, brothers and sisters that are still dependent on that person. Okay, they may influence, no, the decision of that family, that particular person. Okay, so are we clear on that, guys? Any questions or clarifications? So I hope na nagets po natin ha yung mga definitions na nabanggit po natin, because we will be using those terminologies later as we define sino-sino po yung related party to an entity. Okay? So again, if you have questions po, please let me know lang po on our chat box. Okay. Sige. So this will be our last slide for the definitions. Okay. So we have key management personnel. Okay. So pag sinabi po natin key management personnel, these are referring to persons, no, having the authority, no, and responsibility for planning, directing, and controlling yung activities ng enterprises po natin, whether directly or indirectly. Okay, it may include yung director o kaya naman any executive officer or executive employee ng isang entity. Okay, so mamaya, no, we will be referring to a key management personnel that may be considered as a related party to an entity. Okay, so again, key management personnel are those who are responsible and has the authority over planning, directing, and controlling the activities of the business. Moreover, no, we will be talking about government related entities sa dulo na po ng ating discussion, no, after we have discussed the usual private companies na kumbaga related parties. Okay, so let's just define what government is in accordance with IAS number 24. So government refers to the government or government agencies and even similar bodies that are part of the government, whether local, national, or even international. So moreover, no, a related government-related entity, okay, is an entity that is being controlled o kaya naman jointly controlled or significantly influenced by the government. Okay? So I hope na nagets nyo po yung mga definitions natin, and we will be using that right now in identifying who will be those related party. Okay? Or related parties. Okay? So, let's start, no? Identifying sino-sino po ba yung related party. Remember kanina, in our definition of related party, ang sabi po, it is a person or an entity. So, in this first set of criteria natin to identify a related party, no, we will be talking about a person or a close member of a person. So kanina dinefine natin yung close member of the person, 'di ba? It could be the children or spouse of or domestic partner of that person, okay? Even the children of his or her spouse or even the domestic partner and even the dependents, okay, of that person, okay? And his or her spouse or um, domestic partner. Now, technically, um, the first part are the persons nga po, no, na involved in a related party transaction. Okay, so they are related to a reporting entity if that person, so we will be talking about person dito, no. Number one, if that person has the control or joint control over the reporting entity. Sir, possible pala yun na may control yung person over the reporting entity? Yes, no? Sir, paano po mangyayari yung gano'n? Okay? Let's say this is the person, okay? Daniela Mondragon, no? Who bought, no? Who bought 50% or sorry, more than 50% no of the voting power. 'Di ba may ano tayo tinatawag tayong major stockholder, 'di ba? So ayan no, kung meron tayong isang person na bumili ng almost more than 50% ng voting power niya or number of shares of the company, so that means okay, that person has already a control over the parent company or that company kung saan niya binili yon. Okay, so that means no that this person is now considered as a related party to this company. Okay? Are we clear on that? So ito po yung una, no? A person that has a control or joint control of the reporting entity. So if the reporting entity is this parent entity or company, then again, this person, okay, Daniela Mondragon, for example, is already considered as a related party. Okay? Are we clear on that? All right. So another no, kung wala naman pong control or joint control yung person na yon over the company, baka po meron siyang significant influence over the reporting entity. So let's say again that person, no, Daniela Mondragon bought 20% to 50% no na voting power okay in a company. Let's say the name of the company is associate company. Okay? So that associate company, since that person has a significant influence over the company, then that person is now considered as a related party. Okay? And then finally, no, a person can be a related party to the reporting entity if, no, okay, that person is a member of a key management personnel na dinefine natin kanina, which are the persons no having authority and responsibility to plan, direct, and control yung activities ng company. Okay? So, let's say itong si person na to, Daniela Mondragon, is a key management personnel of another company. So that means that this person, okay, is a related party to another company. Okay? Are we clear on that? All right. So ayan po, yan po yung criteria under IAS number 24. When can we say that a person would become a related party? So mamaya po, we will be defining if ito bang si parent, another company, and associate can be related party to each other because of this person. Okay? So in this slide, we are just focusing kasi on the person itself muna rather than the entities. No? So are we clear on that? All right. So again, if you have questions, please let me know lang po. Okay. So since we're done with the person part, no, the next part of the definition natin of becoming a related party is an entity. Okay? So when can we say that an entity is a related party to the reporting entity? Okay? So first, no, criteria that we can check is that the entity and the reporting entity are members of the same group, which means okay, that each of them are parent or even subsidiary or fellow subsidiary that are related to each other. Okay, so they are members of the same group. So let me give you an illustration. No, let's say for example, you have the parent company, okay, and you have subsidiary one and subsidiary two. So let's say for example that parent company controls again, pag control it's having around more than 50% no voting power okay, over that subsidiary. And also, no, on subsidiary 2, ganun din, no, the parent company has control over subsidiary 2. Okay? Then another no setup would be yung parent company po, for example, okay, has a subsidiary which is subsidiary 1 and then the subsidiary 2 po, okay, is a subsidiary of subsidiary 1. Now, okay, ano yung relationship nila based dito sa premise natin na the entity and the reporting entity are members of the same group, then they are considered as related party. So kung titignan po natin, the parent company okay in both of the illustration and subsidiary one are related parties no based dito sa discussion natin okay kasi they are on the same group at the same time the parent and subsidiary too okay, are related parties. Both, no? Ito kahit directly control niya, okay? Even ito, no, na hindi niya directly control, okay, dumaan muna kay subsidiary 1, okay? But again, controlled naman niya si subsidiary 1, kaya kung ano yung control ni subsidiary 1, controlled din ni parent company. Okay? So that's why the parent and subsidiary 2 are related parties. Okay? Moreover, dahil nga po these subsidiaries are being um, kumbaga group, no, with the use of the parent company, thus subsidiary 1 and subsidiary 2 are related parties. Okay? So are we clear on that? So this is one of the criteria of an entity to become a related party to another reporting entity. Okay? So there is a relationship na yung entity and the reporting entity are members of the same group, no, parent and subsidiary related to each other. Okay, so that's the first one, no. Another would be, okay, one entity is an associate or a joint venture of another entity. Okay, so associate kanina, it has 20% to 50% voting power, and joint venture is under the joint control, di ba, of another entity. So let me give you an illustration para ma-explain natin further yan. So let's say you have the parent company and you have the associate. Okay, so meron siyang significant influence, no, over the associate. Thus, okay, we can consider that the parent and associate are related parties. Okay, dahil associate yon. And then, on the other hand, kung joint venture naman po yung pag-uusapan natin, let's say for example, you have company A and company B who agreed with each other, no, for a common purpose. Okay, they are known as venturers to create another company. Okay? Mag-joint venture po sila. And again, the name of the company kung saan po sila mayroong joint control is the joint venture company. Okay? So in this case po, joint venture company and company A, okay, are related parties. Okay? Also, joint venture company and company B are related parties. However, later po in the exclusions, no, sasabihin po doon, no, that company A and company B are not related parties. Okay, why? Kasi nakalagay siya sa exclusion. Okay, mamaya po we will be discussing as well ano yung mga exclusions na relationship, no, ng entity with the reporting entity that would cost them not to become a related party. Okay? So, are we clear on this, guys? Any questions or clarifications? All right, please let me know. Okay. So next would be both entities are joint ventures of the same third party. Okay, so if both entities are joint ventures of the same third party, then those entities are considered as related party to the reporting entity. Okay, so let's show this illustration. No? So we have various companies. Now you have company A, B, and C, okay, as joint venturers. And then let's say for example, no, company A and company B, okay, jointly controlled one entity known as joint venture company 1. Okay, so sila po ay kumbaga different venturers, no, na nag-combine into one to form joint venture company 1. Moreover, no, pumasok din po sa kontrata si company B with company C naman, no, another venturer, okay, to form joint venture company number 2. Okay. So ngayon po, ang sabi dito, both entities are joint ventures of the same third party. Okay. So alin po dito yung same third party nitong dalawang joint venture company? Ang sagot po is si company B, of course. Okay, si company B. So that means, no, company B, okay, is considered as a related party, no? So sorry, this joint ventures are related party doon kay company B. Okay, so tignan po natin yung relationship nila. So si joint venture company 1, okay, and company A are related parties, of course, no? Related parties sila. Moreover, si joint venture company 1 at saka si company B ay related parties. Okay, related parties sila. Moreover, in terms of joint venture company 2, okay, related party sila ni company B rin. Okay, since it has a joint control, and also joint venture company 2, no, and company C, okay, are related parties. Now, pumapasok po itong ating both entities are joint ventures of the same third party, and they become um, related parties if, no, again, it is having the same third party. So meaning, si joint venture company 1 and joint venture company 2, okay, are related parties because there is a same third party entity, okay, who jointly controls this joint venture companies. Okay? So are we clear on that? So yun lang ha. Okay, hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng related party pa rin na relationship itong si company A, B, and C. Kasi yun yung sabi natin kanina in the previous slide, 'di ba? That one entity, okay, cannot be related party to each other if they are venturers kasi nasa exclusion po yon. Okay? So I hope that it is clear ha that if again there is a same third party which jointly controls two different joint ventures, then they can be, okay, considered as related parties. Okay. So another thing that we need to know, no, para masabi na ang isang entity ay related party to another reporting entity, okay, is that one entity is a joint venture of the third entity, and the other entity is an associate of the third entity. So ito naman po, no, doon sa kanilang relationship, mayroong present na joint venture at saka associate. Kanina in the previous slide, no, parehas lang na joint ventures. Ito, one joint venture and the other is an associate of the third entity. Okay, so let's say for example, no, ito po yung mga companies involved. You have company B and company C which are venturers, okay? And then they form, okay, jointly controlled nila si joint venture company 1. Okay? So wala tayong problema diyan. Sasabihin natin mamaya that um, company B and joint venture 1 are related parties, company C and joint venture 1 are related parties, no? But B and C are not related parties, no? On the other hand, no, si company B, okay, dahil marami siyang pera, nag-invest siya to another company, si associate, no, and nagkaroon po siya ng significant influence. So meron siyang around 20% to 50% or there is a presumed significant influence, okay? And thus, no, again, ang relationship ni company B and associate are they are related parties. Now, no, let's identify yung sinabi ko kanina that the one entity na joint venture and the third party or and also the associate are um, related parties. Okay, so identify natin yung relationship dito sa image. So first, no, as mentioned kanina, si joint venture company 1 and company B are related parties. Okay, walang question dyan since kanina na i-discuss na natin yan. Moreover, si joint venture company 1 at saka si company B, no, they are related parties. So right now, no, si joint venture company 1 at saka si associate are now considered as related party. Why? Because ito, one entity, okay, na joint venture of a third entity. So sino po yung third entity? The third entity is actually company B. Okay? And the other entity is an associate of that third entity, okay, then they are considered as related parties. So that's the reason why associate and joint venture company 1 are related party kasi they are being handled by the third entity, no, at the same time. Okay? So are we clear on that? And then lastly here, no, company B, again, and company C are not allowed to be related parties because they are part of the exclusions, okay, as venturers. And of course, no, si company C at saka, sorry, company C and, okay, company C and the associate, okay, are not related parties kasi masyado na talaga malayo yung kanilang relationship. Okay? So are we clear on that, guys? Any questions or clarifications? Please let me know lang po. Okay? Sige. So next set no of criteria when can we say that an entity is a related party to an entity is that if no um, that entity is a post-employment benefit plan for the benefits of the employees of either the reporting entity o kaya naman yung entity that is related to the reporting entity. So by the way, when we talk about post-employment benefit plan, no, this refers to a benefit that will be received by the employees no after they retire. Kaya nga post-employment eh. So they stayed in the company, okay, and then that employee will receive some certain money okay out of the benefit plan no post benefit employment plan no after he or she retires. Now um technically you will be discussing about post employment benefits and other employee benefits related topics in IAS number 19 in the intermediate accounting 3. Okay, so going back no again, if the entity is a close employment benefit plan, so let's say for example, there is a trustee, no, a third party, no, na in-employ yung company para maghawak ng post-employment benefit ng kanyang mga empleyado, okay? So that relationship okay with the reporting entity is considered as related parties. Okay, so itong nandito no na post-employment benefit plan company natin, okay, since yun po yung in-employ ni parent company which is the reporting entity, okay, to handle the benefits of the employees, then they are considered now as related parties. Okay? Then, considering that the parent company has a subsidiary, has an associate, and also a joint venture, no? Ang sabi kasi kanina, okay, if that entity, okay, has a benefit over its employee, no, and the related reporting entities to it, no, so connected po sila, yung subsidiary, yung associate at saka joint venture, yung kanilang post-employment benefit plan is also handled by the post-employment benefit plan company, then considered na si subsidiary, okay, associate at saka si joint venture ay related party kay parent company. Thus, at the end of the day, no, they are related to um, one entity na considered as parent company. Okay, thus the post-employment company benefit plan, okay, pagbaliktad ko na yung word, sorry. So post-employment benefit plan company, the subsidiary, associate, at saka joint ventures, they are considered as related parties. Okay, yun po kasi yung sabi dito that an entity is a post-employment benefit plan, okay, and they are related to the reporting entity itself or the entity that are related to the reporting entities. Okay, so are we clear on this, guys? Any questions or clarifications, please let me know. Okay. Ayun no, since also kanina na-discuss na rin natin that if ever that there would be subsidiary, associates, and joint venture under one parent, no, itong tatlong ito ay also considered as mga related parties din mga yan. Okay? So magkaka-related parties, kumbaga parang magkakapatid sila, no. Okay? So let's proceed, no. With the last few identifiers natin, okay, of becoming a related party to the reporting entity. Okay, so if that entity is being controlled or jointly controlled by a person then identified as a related party to the reporting entity. So kanina, we have discussed a person, no, that will become a related party if meron po siyang control or joint control, may significant influence po siya or part of the key management personnel. So dito po, if that person no, controls another entity and again, no, control ha, control. So ibig sabihin it is a subsidiary or even a joint venture kasi jointly controlled, then that would be considered as a related party to the reporting entity. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say again, we have Daniela Mondragon as the person. Okay, and then siya po ay kanina nasabi natin na related party to a company kasi meron po siyang more than 50% na voting power. So may control po siya doon. Okay? And Daniela Mondragon, that person, okay, has also a control over another company B. Okay, so marami siyang pera, 'di ba? So more than 50% yung kanyang share. So right now, since ganito yung relationship no ng person and company A and the person and company B, that person has both controls over the two different companies, company A and company B. Now based dito sa premise na binasa natin kanina, the entity is controlled or jointly controlled by a person identified as related party. Okay, thus, no, in this case, we have identified the person to be related party with company A and company B. Thus, company B is now considered as a related party to company A and vice versa. Okay? So magka-related party na itong dalawa dahil doon sa control na meron yung isang person. Okay? So are we clear on that? Or major stockholder, di ba? Other term for that person is the major stockholder. Okay? So are we clear on that? All right, very good. Next, no? um, a person identified to have a control or joint control of the reporting entity and has significant influence over the entity and is a member of the key management personnel. So parang ito rin yung kanina, no? Pero let's try to look, no? So this person, okay, has a control over company A. So more than 50% yung kanyang voting power. And also that person, no, marami siyang pera, nag-invest din siya kay company B, but meron lang po siyang significant influence, okay, voting power of 20% to 50%. And considered natin ngayon na yung relationship ng dalawa, company A and B, as related party. No? Kasi, ayun nga po, may control yung person na yon over company A and may significant influence din naman in company B. Okay. Moreover, if that person, okay, is a key management personnel, okay, in company C, thus, company C lang po is a related party to company A. So pwede lang siya maging related party in another company if it has a control. Okay, kanina in the previous slide, 'di ba? May control dito, kaya naging related party yung dalawang company. Ngayon po, okay, dito sa case na to, may control, okay, for company A, may significant influence kay company B, kaya still, they can be related party. However, in terms of key management personnel, okay, so that related party, okay, um, related party na relationship lang po would apply to company A and company C. Sir, bakit wala po si company B? Kasi mamaya in our exclusions, no, sa exclusions po natin, sasabihin na if that party is simply a key management personnel tapos significant influence yung other entity, then hindi po sila pwedeng maging related party nung meron lang pong significant influence. So itong si C and B are not considered as related parties. Okay, because of the significant influence. There should be control, no, na criteria. Okay? So are we clear on that? All right, very good. I hope na nasusundan niyo pa po ako ha. Again, if you have questions, please let me know po. Okay? And then finally, no, um, to become a related party to the reporting entity, that entity o kaya naman a member of the group which it is part provides key management personal services to the reporting entity or to the parent of the reporting entity. Okay, so let's say for example, no, we have company A and company B, and the relationship is that company B gives key management personnel to company A. So si B nagbibigay siya ng mga personnel, okay, whether director, no, who would be considered in the planning, directing, no, and the operating of our company. And then what will happen here is, of course, company B is now considered as a related party to company A kasi nagpo-provide siya ng key management personnel. Now, if company A, no, or a company, okay, has a control naman over another entity which is the subsidiary, okay? So, meron po kayang relationship or related party ba si subsidiary at saka si company B? Ang sagot po natin is yes, no? They are related parties kasi ang nagko-connect naman sa kanila is si company A that has a control over the subsidiary. So remember kanina ha, in our previous slide, no, ang connection din nung company is about control, no? Kung associate, hindi po siya related party. Okay? So clear? Alright, so I hope naintindihan niyo pa ako ha. So this is the last identifier natin of becoming a related party. Okay? So right now, we will be talking about no, sino-sino naman po yung not related parties. Okay? Actually, nabanggit ko na rin yung ilan sa mga ito no, in the previous slides discussion. Okay? So the first of which no, that are not related party are two entities simply because they have a director or member of the key management personnel in common, or because a member of the key management personnel of an entity has a significant influence over the other entity. So kanina na sabi na natin na hindi po related parties no, yung may key management personal relationship at saka yung significant influence no na company. So let's try to look again no. Let's say the person na Daniela Mondragon, okay, is a key management personnel to let's say company C, okay, and also key management personnel in company D rin siya. Now, Daniela Mondragon, that person, okay, has a significant influence, okay, over company B. Okay, so ngayon ang tanong, are they related to each other? Okay, ang sagot po is hindi, no? So B company, C company, and D company are not related parties to each other. Okay, so that's in accordance with this um, paragraph in in our IAS number 24, no? Now, if there is a significant influence and that two entities are simply because of a key management personnel, so kagaya nitong C and D na iisang person or kumbaga a person is part of their key management personnel, then again, hindi po yan related parties. Even itong significant influence, not related party to any of this. Okay? Next no, na nabanggit din natin kanina is all about two joint ventures simply because they share joint control over the joint venture. So again, no, itong si Company A and Company B are venturers which has a joint control over joint venture 1. Remember kanina no, that Company A and joint venture Company 1 are related parties. Okay, Company B and joint venture Company 1 are related parties, but Company A and Company B are not considered as related parties. Just simply because they share joint control, no? Ito po yung ano natin, not related party na rule, no? Na nagsusupport doon sa kanina rin na minention ko po during the discussion of the joint control. Okay? And then there are also various related not related parties no to the reporting entities such as say providers of finance no yung mga banks or financial institutions kasi halos naman usual lang yan 'di ba na pwedeng one entity mangutang or mag-deposit doon sa isang bangko or any financial institution, even mga trade unions no, public utility companies, at the same time department and agencies of the government. Take note ha, that does not control or even jointly control or does not have any significant influence over the reporting entity. Kasi mamaya, in the last part of our discussion, we will be talking about government related parties no na to the entity. Okay? So, yun po, merong control, merong significant influence, merong joint control. Okay? Ito po wala. So that's why they are not related parties. Okay? Also, last set of not related parties would be customers, mga suppliers, franchisors, distributors, no, and general agents which the company are transacting no every day, okay, and having significant volume in their business. Okay? They are usual no and not considered as related parties. Okay? So I hope na clear po sa atin ha yung mga entities that are considered as related parties no to the entity, and also clear din sa atin yung not related parties to the reporting entity. Okay? So after we have identified no who are the related parties to our entity no, so we are required now to disclose, no? Yun naman talaga yung ultimate goal natin eh. After identifying who are the related party, we need to disclose some information in our notes to financial statement, okay, which as mentioned to you in the objective kanina, to provide a view to the users natin no, about the possibility that the financial statements okay, are being affected by related party transactions. Okay, so what are the disclosures na required po? So una, no, the relationship between parents and its subsidiaries, no, if there would be a parent and subsidiary relationship, shall be disclosed, no, irrespective of whatever transaction that they do have. Okay, so dapat, again, they disclose their parent and subsidiary relationship. Moreover, no, the entity shall also disclose the name of the parent and if different, the ultimate controlling party. Okay, so disclosure ng names, no, ng companies involved. Moreover, no, if neither of the entity's parent nor the ultimate controlling party produces consolidated financial statements. So remember in our discussion of the conceptual framework, consolidated financial statements are those financial statements okay, that are created under a parent and subsidiary relationship. So ang sabi po dito, if neither of the parent nor the ultimate controlling party produces that consolidated financial statement that will be available to the public, then the name of the most senior parent that does so shall be disclosed. Okay? So kung sino man po yung mag-prepare ng consolidated financial statement, okay, which hindi po available yung parent and ultimate controlling party, no, it should be the next most senior parent. Now, sino po ito or ano po yung entity na considered as next most senior parent, no, based on IAS number 24. So the next most senior parent, okay, is the first parent in the group that produces consolidated financial statements available for public use. So kung sino man po yung ang galing no. So kung sino man po yung nag-prepare no ng consolidated financial statements, then that would be the next most senior parent. Okay? So clear on that kasi minsan yung ating isang parent no super dami niyang subsidiary. Actually pagkagaya ng Jollibee Food Corporation no, subsidiary niya si Jollibee itself, Greenwich, Red Ribbon, okay, ano pa ba, Chowking, no? Super dami niya. So, whoever man po yung magpe-prepare nun, then, okay, technically, that's the next most senior parent. Okay? Pero usually talaga, kung titignan niyo yung financial statement ng JFC or Jollibee Food Corporation, the ultimate parent, which is Jollibee Food Corporation, prepares the consolidated financial statement. So just in case lang, no, sa standard, hindi po nag-prepared si entity's parent, then the next most senior will be disclosing the related party information. Okay? Moreover, no, with regards to key management personnel, okay, the entity okay, shall disclose no, compensation, whether whatever type of compensation that is no, as defined under this standard, okay, and also under the following categories, okay, which are the short-term employee benefits. So, pag sinabi po nating short-term employee benefits, this refers to the benefits that are expected by that employee within 12 months. Okay, within 12 months po yan. Such as, ano ba yung mga within 12 months salary niya? Okay, or compensation, no? Salary, okay? Ano pa? Yung mga annual bonuses, no? Mga de minimis benefits, okay? Medical benefits. So yan po, no? You will be discussing further the contents of this employee benefits again in IAS number 19, no? Employee benefits. Okay. Another category would be post-employment benefits. So nabanggit po natin yan kanina about the retirement plan of the employee. Then we have also other long-term benefits. So this will be benefits that will be received after 12 months, no? Aside from post-employment, no? Kasi yung post-employment pag nag-retire. So pag hindi pa nagre-retire but there would be a long-term benefit that will be received by the employee after 12 months, okay, such as mga sabbatical leave, no? Jubilee leave and the likes, no? Those are considered as other long-term. And then, sorry, ang pangat ng sulat ko, that should be after 12 months. Okay, na mga benefits. Okay? Sige. So yun na, sulat niyo na lang after 12 months na. And then lastly, we have also the, di ba pala last, termination benefits. So these are the benefits naman that will be received by the employee, okay, or the key management personnel if um, the company have offered kumbaga ending the contract or ending the services of that employee. So hindi po diyan kasama yung pagre-resign na yung kusa ng empleyado na pagre-resign. Wala pong termination benefit doon. Ang may termination benefit lang are those employees who by the virtue of the company lay off o kaya naman dahil baka magsasara kagaya ngayong pandemic maraming mga magsasarang company or magsasarang mga branches, then ayun, kung yung company yung nag-offer, okay, then that would be a termination benefit. Okay, and lastly, shared-based payments. So pag sinabi po natin shared-based payments, these are somehow shares of stock being offered to the employees, such as mga share options, okay, and also mga share appreciation rights. So you will discuss that also under Intermediate Accounting 3 under IFRS number 2 naman. Okay, share-based payments. Okay, so again, the entity shall disclose information about the key management personnel's compensation in total and for each of the following categories. Okay. So moreover, we have again various disclosures pa, such as based on paragraph numbers 18 of our IS number 24, that if an entity had related party transactions covered in the financial statements, it should disclose as well yung amounts about the transactions, the outstanding balances if any, including the commitments and the terms, yung provision for doubtful debts, okay, or doubtful accounts related to the outstanding balance, kasi sometimes even though you are related parties pwede rin na hindi magbayad yung another entity because there is a financial difficulty, and also the expense that were recognized during the period which the bad debts or doubtful are due to the related parties. Okay, so these are important disclosures. Okay, yung amount ng transactions, kung may outstanding balance pa, and also the provision of bad debts and the related expenses. Okay? Moreover, moreover na lang ako more order. Madami talaga tong disclosure, guys. Don't worry. So, the company needs also to disclose the amount incurred, okay, by the entity for the provisions of key management personnel services, okay, that are provided by separate management entity. Okay, so ayun amount incurred related to the key management personnels should be disclosed. Okay, ito pa marami pang disclosures that the company needs to disclose related to our parties na identified. You have the purchases and sales of goods just in case na we are transacting to it, kasi kanina in our paragraph 18 the amount of the transaction, so whatever transaction it is, whether purchase, okay, of goods, or even purchase or sale of properties and other assets, rendering of services, leases, the agreement between the two, transfer of research and development, okay, transfer under license agreements, finance agreements, um, guarantees, commitments, and also some settlement of liabilities. They are all examples of the transactions that we need to disclose the amount, and as well as some outstanding balances if any, at saka provisions for um, the bad debts or doubtful accounts. Okay, konti na lang po and the last set of disclosures would be disclosures about the terms on term disclosures related to the related party transactions, okay, na kung saan um, the company and the related party, okay, has arm's length transactions, okay, made only if such terms can be substantiated. Okay, so meaning all in all pag nagbentahan or if there is an arm's length transactions, then we need also to disclose that. And also if there are items of similar nature, okay, it may be disclosed in aggregate. except when the separate disclosures are required. So just like the other standards that we have discussed, no, you can aggregate as well the amounts, no, in disclosures if they are similar in nature. Okay, and they are allowed to be aggregated, no? Kasi may mga items na we need to separately disclose talaga kay gaya ng mga nabanggit natin kanina. Okay? So those are the required disclosures under IAS number 24, no, for those identified entities as related party. Okay? So the last set of our discussion would be kanina, no, na-introduce natin yung government-related entities, no, yung mga companies kasi kanina na related parties are usually private, no? What if it's government related? So if it is a government related entity, okay, so as defined din kanina, these are entities that are being controlled, jointly controlled, or even significantly influenced by the government. Okay, in our not related parties, no, the entity with the government and with the government, no, are not related if there is no control. Pero dito, dahil may control na, joint control, or even significant influence, they are now considered as government-related. And pag government-related po, okay, a reporting entity is exempted from disclosing yung informations in paragraph 18. Ano ba yung paragraph 18 kanina? Yung amount ng transactions, yung bad debts, no, the outstanding balance including the commitments, yung terms and conditions, at saka yung expense, no, related to the bad debts or doubtful amounts, no. So hindi po natin siya i-disclose kasi exempted po yung company from disclosing it if the reporting entity is related to any government, no. Okay? So however, no, we need to um, check, no, that there should be a control and joint control or significant influence yung government over the reporting entity, or even other entity, no, that is related party because of the same government has control or joint control. So hindi po natin siya pwedeng i-disclose yung mga information stated under paragraph number 18, no. Um, Considering na na-apply po natin yung exemption under the previous slide, no, ang i-disclose na lang po ng company about the government, no, and its transactions are, of course, the name of the government. We need to disclose the name of the government, okay, and the nature of relationship, kung may significant control ba or significant influence, may control or joint control. Okay. Also providing information in sufficient details lang to provide the users, no, of the entity's financial statement to understand yung effects ng relationship ng government at saka ng reporting entity, such as yung nature and amount of each individual significant transactions lang, ha. Kasi kanina in paragraph number 18, okay, all of the transactions, no, during the period covered. Ito po significant transactions lang. And then for other transactions that are collectively, okay, but not individually significant, qualitative or quantitative indications of their extent, okay, yung i-disclose. So yan lang, no, yung mga pwede natin i-disclose. We cannot disclose all in all the data about all of the transactions, the outstanding balances, at saka yung mga provisions for bad debts. And I hope naman walang provisions for bad debts since the government may pay it naman. Okay? So that's all about, no, IAS number 24. Okay, so for this last few slides, no, I just want to show you lang that companies are using this IAS number 24 in reporting since somehow they are required to disclose it. Okay, so I will be using again, no, the Globe Telecommunication Incorporated consolidated financial statement, okay, for the year 2019. Okay, so as you can see here, no, this is disclosure about related party transaction under their note number 21. Okay, so binanggit niya dito that there are groups, no, or parties that directly or indirectly, no, to control the group globe or even significant influence over the globe group. Globe. Okay, so ayan po, no, some of it are AC and Singtel, okay, and other related parties. Okay, So ngayon po, kanina in our disclosures, no, required na under paragraph 18, sabihin yung mga transactions nila. Okay, so ito po yung mga transactions. And then the outstanding balance, nandito rin po. Okay, ano pa yung kailangan natin? Provisions for bad debts. Okay, so as you can see, wala naman pong impairment, no? Okay, no impairment, no impairment, no impairment. So no bad debts provisions. Ito lang po, the 250 million is covered by the pledging arrangement. So may pledging arrangement lang. So ayan, ito yung sample disclosure nila about paragraph number 18. No? The balances, the transactions, and um, the provision for bad debts. Pero wala nga pong provisions kasi no impairment tayo. Okay. Also, nabanggit din natin kanina that some of the agreements, no, example of the nature natin of transactions, no, such as ito, no, yung mga detailed fees about their agreements, about maintenance cost, technical assistance, and software development. At saka, nandito rin po, pinipresent din yung amount owed by the related parties, no? So that again, the users may know na ay pinautang pala natin yung mga related parties natin. Ayan, no, mga receivables to. Okay? So, entities with joint control over Globe Group, si AC at saka si Singtel. So, ayan po, no, technically they are um, having interconnection agreement with Singtel. Okay? Ano pa? Ito na, no? They are also related party with Yongdu, no? I'm not familiar with it. It has a 30% share in revenue. Okay, tapos and other related parties daw. Okay, so ito na po, no, this is the disclosure about the key management personnel nila, no, the short term, the shared based payment, and post employment benefits. So dahil wala yung other long term at saka yung um, termination, so we can assume na wala pong ganun transactions about the key management personnel. All right. So if you want to know more, no, you can search for publicly listed entities where you can check, no, for their related party disclosures. Kasi required yan, no, under their notes to financial statements. Okay. So again, if you have questions po, please let me know on our respective chat boxes. Okay. So thank you very much, guys, and have a great day. Kamsahamnida. Bye bye.